Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Tuesday, September 6th, and this is the MLB DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be taking a look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about my core plays for today. It is a 12-game main slate overall, and then talking about my top GPP stacks for today as well. At the time of this recording, my article is not yet published over at WeBetATS.com, but once that is available, I'll leave a link to that down in the comments below. But without further ado, we'll get started with a recap of yesterday's picks. At the pitcher position, we had Lance Lynn at $9,300. Got to 64 points, a very excellent start out of him yesterday. So he was a hit and the top overall pitcher on yesterday's slate. At first base, we had Trey Mancini at $2,700. Got to 6.2 points, so I did give him a push yesterday. Not anybody that killed us, but not anybody that really helped us either. Same thing can be said about Wilmer Flores at $3,000. Got 3 points yesterday, so I did give him a push as well. And then Eloy Jimenez was in the same bucket at $2,900. Got 3 points to give him a push. Then we had Manny Machado, who we did substitute in at $4,500 because Justin Turner did not end up playing yesterday. Unfortunately, he ended up with 0 points. He was a mess and 0 for 4 on the day. Was going against rookie pitcher Ryan Nelson, who was a decent little prospect. I did like quite a bit, but he had been very home run prone in AAA this year, so there was some upside with the Padres hitters, but Nelson came out and had a great MLB debut, and that really impacted guys like Manny Machado yesterday. So a little bit of unfortunate luck there. So obviously with the top pitcher, if you had some other decent plays at hitter, you still had a chance to cash in. Might have been a little bit more difficult yesterday since some of the other core picks did not end up working out though. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my core picks for today. So we're going to start off at the pitcher position with Kyle Wright. He's $10,600. There is a lot of great pitching options up towards the top today. That's definitely the area that I would be focusing on. Kyle Wright looking like one of the better ones today, a little bit cheaper than some of the other options. Averaging about 37 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Oakland A's. He has one career start versus them, and it was a very good start earlier this season. So do not have any hesitation playing him today overall. Then at third base, we're going to go down to Christopher Morel. You can also play him in the outfield. $2,200. He's averaging about 9.5 fantasy points per game on the season. A little bit of a boom-bust play here since as of late, there's been a lot of very minimal games, but also a lot of big games at the same time. He was a guy that, when he first came up, really hit the scene hard, and it seems like pitchers have kind of figured him out a little bit here, but goes against Justin Dunn of the Cincinnati Reds today. 1 for 2 versus him in his career with 1 home run, so it could be some pretty good upside there at a very cheap price tag. Then we move down to shortstop with Bo Bichette. He is $3,500, averaging over 10.5 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Baltimore Orioles, and it is Kyle Bradish pitching today. He is 3 for 7 with 1 home run versus Kyle Bradish in his career. And Bo Bichette has a multi-hit game in 4 out of his last 5 games, with 3 of those games being 3-hit games as well, including yesterday's performance with 3 home runs. Looks like his shoulder is doing better at this point in time. So we definitely want to take advantage of him once again today. Then in the outfield, we have Ronald Acuna Jr. at $4,000, averaging just under 11.5 fantasy points per game on the season. Goes against the Oakland A's and Cole Irvin today. He is 4 for 5 with 2 home runs versus him in his career, so there is some pretty good upside there with him overall today. And then last but not least, we have Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He's $2,600, averaging about 8.5 fantasy points per game on the season. He's been hitting in the middle of that Toronto lineup pretty regularly as of late, so definitely have some interest there. Very good matchup today versus Kyle Bradish of the Baltimore Orioles. He is 4 for 8 versus him in his career, so I definitely have some interest in Gurriel today at this reduced price tag at $2,600. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do have listed here, you have $12,100 remaining, just over $3,000. There's a chance you could pay out for another player, but you really have to pay out for some other value plays. Bounce Bill is probably going to be your best bet with this core 5 that I do have listed today, though. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the top stacks for today. As I already mentioned, my article is not yet published over at WeBetATS.com, but once that is available, I'll leave a link to it down in the comments below. So the stacks that I do have for today, we got the Atlanta Braves going against Cole Irvin. They have hit him very well in the past, including this season. Then we have the Dodgers going against, I believe it's Wai-Hing Hugh. I'm probably screwing up the pronunciation of his name, but probably not a guy that's going to pitch too deep into the game for the Giants. He's like a 28-year-old player. He's got very minimal experience with the Texas Rangers, primarily a reliever before, I think, too. Hasn't been doing like too great in the minor leagues. So definitely a good advantage there with a very good Dodgers lineup. And then we had the Toronto Blue Jays going against Kyle Bradish. They have very good history versus him in his couple starts versus them in his career. And then last but not least, we have the Houston Astros going against Glenn Otto. He's been kind of middle of the road versus them this year, but there's definitely some guys you can take advantage of in that matchup as well. But with that being said, these are my core 5 picks as well as top GPP stacks for today, September 6th. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's someone from my core 5 picks, whether it's someone from my top GPP stacks, or whether it's a completely different player you guys think I missed. Definitely interested in hear what you have to say. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Primarily MLB DFS at this point in time, but since this is going to be week 1 of the NFL season, I'll be having some NFL DFS content coming out this week as well. And then once we get back around to the NBA regular season, I'll be covering that in terms of DFS as well. And then with that being said, if you're a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also be sure to hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily MLB DFS videos just like this, as well as some NFL DFS videos coming out this week. Probably just going to do a core play video for the main slate and then some notes for the Thursday night single game contest as well. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.